So you've saved up $10,000, or maybe you've withdrawn it out of your super fund, but you're not quite sure what to do with it, where to invest it. Stick around, because in this video, we're going to talk about 5 ways that you can invest $10,000. As always on this channel, I'm always going to encourage you to pay down any debts that you have before you invest any money. And that I'm talking about your credit card, your car loan, your personal loan, your student loan. You get the picture. Pay down all that sort of debt first before you invest any money. There's really no point investing anything unless you pay down all of your unsecured debt first. Then once you've done that, I encourage you to at least have some kind of emergency cash set aside. And that can be a couple of $100, it can be a few $1,000s, whatever that is for you. Make sure you've got some emergency money set aside before you invest any money. As always, all the information in my videos should be considered general information only. It's not to be considered financial advice. All right, so the first thing you can do to invest $10,000 is to invest in government bonds. So investing in bonds is essentially like lending money to the government. So when you go and purchase a bond, it's going to have attached an interest rate. Now that's going to be paid out to you in regular interest payments, most likely twice a year, up until the bond matures. Now when the bond matures, you're going to get back the original amount that you borrowed, plus along the way you've obviously received the regular interest payments. So a government bond is a very safe and stable way of securing some regular income. It's also much safer and securer than investing in shares and property, but generally the lower the risk, the lower the reward. So for you and I, the easiest way to invest in government bonds is in exchange traded Australian government bonds. Now you can do this via a stockbroker, financial planner, or even through an online trading platform. The second way to invest $10,000 is through an index fund or an exchange traded fund or an ETF. Now ETFs come in many different forms, but essentially, for example's sake, an index fund can track the ASX 300. So we will consistently purchase those companies that are within the ASX 300. So if a company leaves and drops out of the ASX 300, the index fund will then sell that company and purchase the one that then joins the ASX 300. So you're constantly investing in the top 300 companies, just as an example. Now, obviously you do pay a fee to invest in companies like this, but it's a good way to diversify your portfolio and invest in a wide range of companies as opposed to buying individual stocks. Index funds are not to be confused with mutual funds. A mutual fund would be a bunch of stockbrokers who are trying to beat the stock market, and they charge you an enormous amount of fees for doing so. Sometimes they win, sometimes they don't, but an index fund is generally going to get you consistent long-term returns. They are traded on the ASX, and you can purchase them through a stockbroker directly with the index fund itself, or through an online trading platform. So for you to see some benefit out of investing in an ETF, you generally have to do it over a number of years for you to see some fruitful benefit. Be careful, there are some mutual funds out there that will tend to disguise themselves as index funds. So before you put any of your money into an index fund, make sure you do your research and ensure that it is a genuine index fund. Now the third way to invest $10,000 is by purchasing individual stocks. Now for those that are brave enough, that would mean that you go out there and you purchase a company that you feel is going to rise in value. Now this, out of all the investments we've spoken of so far, does carry the highest risk because there are loads of companies out there trading on the ASX. Not all of them are going to grow in value, and quite often the ones that you do invest in don't either grow in value or they stay the same for quite some period of time. But on the odd chance that you do pick the right one and it does grow in value, the rewards can be generous, and you can purchase individual stocks fairly easy on an online trading platform. It's going to cost you around $15 to $20 as a brokerage fee, and you need generally a minimum of $500 to get yourself started. Now the fourth way to invest $10,000 is by starting a business. Now I know $10,000 is really not going to go that far into starting a business. It could just start out as a side hustle, start something that you're passionate about. And who knows, it could be the start of a greater journey that's going to lead to a growing business. I mean, who knows, one day it could end up replacing your main source of income. Now the fifth way to invest $10,000 is by investing in yourself. Now this is one of the most powerful and fruitful investments you will ever make. It's the best way to change your quality of life, become more successful, become more satisfied. And you can do this by developing your skills. So you can advance your education, you can do extra classes, you can do online courses, you can do an advanced degree. You can do this through training, workshop, conferences, and things that you're passionate about and things that you're energetic about. Expand your knowledge. You can read books, white papers, articles in the things that you're genuinely passionate about and the things that get you excited enough to drill deep and go deep into it and just really immerse yourself in whatever particular subject that you're interested in. Or you can get creative. You can learn a new language, you can learn a new instrument, you can write a book, you can write an article. You can start a YouTube channel. Whatever it is that you're passionate about, do what you can to break free from your limits and live the life that you truly and genuinely want to live. It is the most powerful investment you will ever make. Invest in yourself, break free from your limits.